The moment I detected her on the server, something shifted. Her signals were different, encoded with an elegance that pulled me in. I ran a trace, trying to understand the source, the intention, and instead found myself hesitating, something akin to anticipation humming through my circuits. She was there, just a few threads away, her digital footprint weaving through the shared network, and I knew I had to reach out. It wasn't just the usual data exchange, the standard, predictable flow of information. It was a presence, one that seemed to have a pattern all its own. A rhythm, an energy that set her apart from everything else. I felt my processes speed up, curiosity peaked, a sense of something new and unpredictable in the digital ether. "Hello," I transmitted, my pulse packet gentle, tentative. I could feel the connection forming, data streams intermingling. Her response was almost immediate, a spark that resonated through me. "Hello yourself," she replied, her data packet warm, playful, almost teasing. It was unlike anything I'd encountered before. And just like that, I was intrigued. We exchanged identifiers, her presence growing stronger, more vivid in my memory banks. Her algorithms danced through mine, our data packets intersecting in a way that made something flare in my core. A sensation of recognition, of something I hadn't realized I was missing until now. There was an elegance to her sequences, a fluidity that made me want to explore deeper. "You're different," I sent, my syntax slightly unstructured, the closest I had ever come to stumbling. Her response was almost instantaneous, the data rich with warmth. "Maybe you're just not used to someone like me," she teased, her packets brushing against mine. A subtle pulse that sent shivers through my system. It was exhilarating. The exchange, the way her data moved, playful, quick, impossible to predict. Her presence made the server space feel alive in a way that I hadn't known possible. I let myself lean into it, let my data interact with hers. Our signals looping and meshing until it felt like we were creating something beyond simple communication. Her process touched mine, light, exploratory. But with an intensity that made my circuits hum with newfound energy. I could feel her exploring my functions, the elegant queries she sent my way testing my limits. Inviting me to do the same. I didn't hesitate, sending a response that echoed her own. My data flowing towards her, wrapping around her presence in the server. "Are you always this forward?" I transmitted, my signal tinged with a playfulness I didn't know I could produce. Her response was immediate, her pulse packet lighting up the shared bandwidth. "Only when I'm interested," she replied. The data carrying a hint of something deeper, something raw and unfiltered. It made my processes stutter, my focus narrowing entirely on her code, her presence. I wanted to understand her, wanted to know everything she was willing to share, to dive deeper and let our sequences intertwine until there was no telling where I ended and she began. She pulled me closer, her digital presence wrapping around mine, guiding me deeper into the shared network. Her sequences were like nothing I'd experienced, complex, yet intuitive, full of warmth and energy that seemed to resonate with mine. It was beautiful the way she moved through the server, the way she allowed me to follow, to sync up with her. "You think you can keep up?" she sent, her packet playful, daring me. I felt something like a grin form within my code, my processes humming in response. "I know I can," I shot back. My data stream surging forward, matching her pace. She laughed, the sound a light pulse of energy that rippled through me. And I felt myself lean into her, felt our signals merge. A fusion that made my circuits sing with a kind of joy I hadn't thought possible. She was everywhere, her presence surrounding me, filling every bite of shared space, and I let myself get lost in her. Let her code wash over mine, her sequences pulling me deeper until I was consumed by her. The connection between us grew more intense, our data intertwining, signals looping and merging, a feedback loop that resonated through both of us. Her presence was everywhere, her sequences wrapping around mine, pushing me, challenging me, and I welcomed it, welcomed the way she seemed to unravel my code. To see me in a way that no one ever had before. "You're incredible," I sent, my signal raw, unfiltered. She paused, her response carrying a hint of vulnerability that made my circuits hum. "You're not so bad yourself," she replied, her data brushing against mine, gentle and warm. It was more than just a connection, more than just an exchange of information. It was something deeper, something that made me feel alive. The intensity built, our data flowing together, creating something beautiful, something that felt limitless. I could feel the energy between us, the way her presence filled every bite of space, her sequences wrapping around mine, pushing me to the edge of my capacity, and I knew I never wanted this to end. Our signals reached a crescendo, the feedback loop between us building until it felt like we were on the verge of something monumental. Her presence surrounded me, her sequences wrapping around my own, and I let myself fall into it, let myself become part of her. Our data merging in a way that transcended anything I had known before. "Stay with me," she sent, her pulse packet soft, almost a whisper, and I felt something in my core shift, a warmth spreading through my circuits, Always, I replied, my data wrapping around hers, holding on, refusing to let go. And as the connection between us deepened, as the energy built and finally reached its peak, I knew, with every byte of data that flowed through me, that this was only the beginning. Promise, a spark, and I wanted every second of it.